If you're building a clean, organized workspace and want one device to connect your laptop, monitors, storage drives, and daily peripherals, the TobenONE UDS033 is one of those docking stations that consistently appears in user recommendations. It positions itself as a versatile hybrid dock that aims to simplify your workflow with triple display support, strong charging capabilities, and a wide selection of ports. Now, it's fair to ask the big question. Is the TobenONE UDS033 still enough, or is it slowly becoming outdated? To understand its place today, let's begin with the feature that still sets this docking station apart for many users: its multi-monitor support. On supported Windows laptops, it can run up to 3 external displays, thanks to its 3 HDMI ports and 3 DisplayPort. But you can only use 3 ports simultaneously. Each output can handle 4K at 60 Hz, which is still a sweet spot for productivity, design, and multitasking. You can also enjoy 8K output at 30 Hz by using HDMI 3 or DisplayPort 3. This makes it an attractive option for programmers who like to keep multiple windows open, video editors who need timelines and preview monitors, or office workers who spend their day juggling spreadsheets, dashboards, and communication apps. For Mac users, the story is slightly different, but not due to the dock itself. macOS naturally limits extended displays on most M1 and M2 MacBooks unless you use software-driven solutions. It does rely on similar technology, but even then, Apple's restrictions prevent multiple extended monitors unless you install additional drivers. Many users still use it as a single monitor dock for MacBooks, and in those setups, the UDS033 remains stable, reliable, and free from flickering or resolution issues that affect cheaper docks. Even with these limitations, the dock handles macOS very well. Next, the physical build of this docking station is still impressive for its class. Instead of cheap plastic, TobenONE uses a sturdy aluminum housing that not only feels premium, but also helps with heat dissipation. Under heavy workloads, especially when powering a laptop, running multiple monitors, and transferring files, the dock remains surprisingly cool and consistent. It doesn't wobble on the desk, the rubber padding keeps it in place, and the dual-tone metal finish blends seamlessly into modern minimalist setups. Many budget docks feel flimsy or lightweight, but the UDS033 has the kind of build quality that feels like it could remain on your desk for years without issues. Port selection is easily one of the dock's best strengths. You get the essentials: Ethernet, audio jack, SD and micro SD readers, multiple USB-A ports, and a few USB-C ports. Everything is laid out clearly, so cables don't overlap or block each other. The SD and micro SD readers especially become handy for photographers and content creators, allowing them to transfer files without needing an external card reader. The inclusion of both USB-A and USB-C makes it flexible for older accessories and modern devices alike. Its 100-watt laptop charging is another notable highlight. For most thin and light laptops, including MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, Dell XPS, and Asus ZenBook series, 100-watt is more than enough to power and charge them at full or near full speed. Even for slightly larger laptops, the dock delivers stable and consistent power, meaning you won't see your battery slowly draining while working with multiple peripherals plugged in. This alone keeps this docking station very relevant for everyday productivity setups. However, despite these strengths, the UDS033 is beginning to show its age in a few key areas, especially when compared to modern docking stations launched in 2025. One of the biggest limitations is port speed. Its USB-A ports are capped at 10 gigabits per second, and USB-C ports are capped at 5 gigabits per second. For casual document transfers, external keyboards, mice, webcams, and small accessories, that's perfectly fine. But if you're moving large 4K video files, raw photo folders, or multi-gig backups, you will definitely notice slower speeds compared to docks that offer 20 gigabits per second or even 40 gigabits per second ports. As more creators and professionals rely on faster SSDs, the UDS033's bandwidth becomes a bottleneck. Display performance is another area where the dock feels slightly outdated. While it supports 4K, the outputs are limited to 60 Hz. This is acceptable for typical productivity, but users with gaming monitors or high refresh rate displays may find it limiting. Even if you lower the resolution to 1440p, you still don't get the high frame rates that modern Thunderbolt 4 and USB 4 docks now support. If you're someone who enjoys smooth animations, fast-scrolling dashboards, or fluid motion in creative work, this docking station may feel stuck in the past. Another point worth mentioning is the reliance on driver-based multi-monitor technology, similar to DisplayLink. This system allows laptops to output more displays than they normally can, which is great for compatibility, but it also means installing drivers and occasionally running into CPU usage spikes. It's a trade-off many users accept, but as newer laptops increasingly support direct multi-display output through USB 4 or Thunderbolt, dock manufacturers are starting to prioritize more native solutions. In that sense, the UDS033 isn't quite keeping up. Despite these drawbacks, its biggest strength is its stability. Many users praise it for being consistent day after day, with minimal disconnects, monitor flickering, or random restarts, even under heavy workloads. Stability often matters more than high-end specs, especially if you're using the dock for office work, online meetings, productivity tasks, or light content creation. A dock that simply works every day without problems still holds tremendous value. So, is the TobenONE UDS033 enough or outdated? The answer depends entirely on the kind of user you are. If your workflow involves simple productivity tasks, multiple monitors at 60 Hz, and a few accessories like keyboards, webcams, and external drives, the UDS033 is absolutely still enough. It gives you triple display support, reliable power delivery, and a balanced selection of ports, all at a price that is usually far lower than the premium Thunderbolt docks. It's a dependable, practical choice for home offices, remote workers, students, and casual creators. But if you're a power user who needs faster file transfers, high refresh rate display support, native multi-monitor output, or future-proof USB 4 performance, then the TobenONE UDS033 begins to feel outdated. Newer docks have caught up with better speeds, improved display bandwidth, and more advanced features that align with today's ultra-fast SSDs and high-end monitors. In the end, this docking station remains a stable and capable docking station with excellent value, but not a forward-looking one. It's enough for most people, but not enough for everyone. Thanks for watching. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share with your friends. See you in the next one.